So perhaps you've been wondering why you've not executed your ideas, or why you have been stuck, in certain areas of your life, or perhaps you do not know what next steps to take, or whether you have or you lack a system to follow for the success that you want to achieve in life, or perhaps you've been wasting time, in achieving your goals, and you're not sure of what you're doing wrong. The purpose of this presentation today would be to pinpoint the specific causes of discontentment in your life, and then it also helps you develop your emotional intelligence and an understanding of yourself, and enable you prioritize your core values and fulfill them with greater ease. And at the end of this course, I hope you can also get a paradigm shift so that you can see the possibilities. So I've been introduced earlier. I'm very, very passionate about leading in crisis, about how crisis prevents us from attaining success in life. And that's also because of my personal life experience. I actually launched my career in 2010. Yes, in 2010 with a bank, one of the top banks in Nigeria, Zenith Bank PLC. And I had set a goal for myself that after 10 years in banking, I was going to attain the level of executive director of a bank, or at least, yes, my goal was to become an executive director of a bank. So I had all my goals and career plans mapped out, and I already worked out a plan on what I needed. I had an idea of what I needed to do. I had already sought mentors because I had an editor in CBN at the time. The deputy governor, central governor of Central Bank at the time was one of my mentors. And, I had a clear-cut plan, but then life happened. So I got married in 2003. Okay, I started my career in 2006 with Zenith Bank. I got married in 2003. And what my husband and I planned to do was to have our children in good succession. So I said, okay, in 2-3 years or 4 years, I want to rush on my children. I'll have them back to back, and then I can focus on my career, travel all around the world, get on Forbes. Wasn't Forbes at the time, but I had goals. I was quite ambitious, but then life happened. After the first, second, and third year of my marriage, I couldn't conceive. So the pressure began to mount. So the focus shifted from my career goals and then shifted to conceiving. And I'm sure some of us are familiar with infertility and the rigor and the stress that comes with dealing with it, especially in Africa, where you expected that after 9 months of marriage, after a year in marriage, they expect to see a protruding tummy. People actually, womb watchers actually begin to watch your tummy, and they expect to see the fruit, the dividend of the marriage within the first year. So I was under immense pressure, and that's how began to affect my confidence level. That began to affect my esteem. And at some point, after 5 years of trying to conceive and failing to conceive, I felt like a failure, because I personalized, even I generalized what I was dealing with in one area of my life, and I allowed it, determine every other aspect of my life. I just thought, okay, because I've failed in this aspect, then that means I wasn't good in any other areas. And it became pervasive. And the reason why I say this as leaders is, for us to be emotional intelligent leaders, we need to realize that failure in life and problems in life are not pervasive, in the sense that do not generalize problems, compartmentalize them. So if you're probably dealing with, if you have a deficiency in one area, maybe perhaps you're not a great public speaker, or you're not great in one of your subjects, you've had failed relationship, or you've been in toxic relationship, over time. It doesn't make you a failure. It just means, okay, you're deficient in one area or you're struggling with all area, but it doesn't make you, but that shouldn't permeate your life, and that shouldn't make you see yourself as a total failure. The reason I'm setting this example, I'm using my personal life as an example, is that actually set me back a great deal. And by the time the children eventually came, I looked back and I said, if I had known that I was going to have all these children eventually, then it shouldn't have held me back. I should have still gone ahead with that because I should have still lived life to the fullest. Because I remember then I was going around and around to my pastors. I kept pointing to my pastors, and my pastor was like, "Ify, enjoy your life." And how can I enjoy my life without this goal? I mean, this is my most important goal. After I met this goal of children, and any other goal can come into place. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do, especially encouraging young people, in pursuing their life goals and attaining their life dreams. So quickly, mental blocks to success includes, what will people say? So I found that in my interaction with young people, as a leadership organization, we also train people, and I've also, in my career life, I also come across a lot of people, and even at some point, I also experienced this mental block to success about what will people say and what if I fail. So a lot of us are afraid to, venture out because we're afraid of what people will say when you fail, or you're even afraid to take that lead because of what people say. I've heard all your expectations. In fact, after this meeting, after this workshop, I'm still going to go back to all of your expectations. And I hope Shea and I and our team will be able to keep in touch with you to actually monitor your progress on all of the expectations and all of the goals you set for yourself. I like the lofty thing. I think I took notes this morning and I took notes yesterday, but I'm also going to go back after this workshop to look at all our expectations. So if you haven't done that, it's important that you write down your expectation. I also believe for those of us who are Christians, and even if we're Muslims or whatever faith you believe, I believe in there's a higher power, which I'm sure we all believe in, with God, that brute, that speaks, that also aligns with whatever we're aligned with. So when you write it down, for me, it's like you're sending a message to the universe and you're saying, okay, this is who I am, this is what I will be, this is my leadership goal, and this is the difference I want to make in Africa. And then you can come back a year later and then review that goal to see where you are now, and then measure where you were before this workshop and where you are, a year after this workshop. So people will always have an opinion. People will always want to put you in a little box because they do not have the boldness to chase their dreams. Therefore, anyone that tries to change their dream becomes, a threat to them. But you must decide today that you're ready to give yourself permission to be seen, heard, and shine. Because growing up, and I'm going to be talking about some factors that affect success. I'm going to be talking largely on fear. I'm going to be dwelling on fear. I'm going to be talking about shame. I'm going to be talking about some other things that we're not even aware of that is stopping us from being seen, heard, and shine. So in my own case, because of the personal crisis. So talking about crisis, in fact, when I was assigned this topic, I loved, the title of it because we all experience crisis. So what I faced in my career, was crisis. So on the other hand, I had a career to pursue, but I faced a personal life crisis that put my life on hold. In the sense that because of that, my growth got stunted. I lost the zeal for life. I thought I didn't even go because I actually watched my peers rise to the ranks. And my boss would call me from time to time, meeting what's going on. At some point, I was like, look, I want to leave this branch. Maybe a change of location, and then I moved to head office of the branch. But anyway, until I came to a point of self-awareness, I couldn't overcome what I was dealing with. But I had to arrive at the level of self-awareness of what was holding me back and consciously deal with it before I could move ahead, in life. So you're made for more. You're created to contribute. You have a right to the dreams you're having. You're made to impact your world. And that's why I also love the theme of this conference. We're raising a new breed of leaders who are also going to go out there to impact, the world. And also realize that your version of more will always also differ from the next person.